Hey, welcome to the Engineer's Workshop. So we're in machine acquisition mode again. One of the issues I've had for the past couple years is I don't have a good source of compressed air. I've got a really nice old compressor, 1949 Westinghouse air brake. It's a V-type twin cylinder, two-stage. Unfortunately, it developed a pretty serious crack in the crankshaft, and it's repairable, but not with the equipment I have. So that's out of commission for the foreseeable future. Um, Happened upon a Schramm Pneuma Power, which is a gasoline-powered compressor that is made out of a Wisconsin V4 engine, and they use two cylinders for the driver, and then the two other cylinders on the other bank were converted to compressor pistons. Really cool old trailer-mounted compressor. So I said, well, I'm going to get that running. And, started tearing it down, and unfortunately that had some engine issues as well. So I had an ad on Craigslist, and there's a gentleman down in Richmond, Sam Greenleaf, really, really interesting guy. And he's liquidating a warehouse. Now, here's his contact information. If you're near Richmond, Virginia, you got to check this guy out. He's got a warehouse full of a lot of mostly military surplus items, but from soup to nuts, this guy has it. He has compressors, air conditioners, heat pumps, hoists, uh, pallet jacks. If you need a transmission for a tank recovery vehicle, he's got two of those. So, a lot of this stuff is military, but, wire and cable. I can't even begin to list all the things he has, but call him up, find out if he's got something that you need. He's selling everything out. He's got to empty out the warehouse. He's retiring, and I went up there just to see what he had, and in this one of the aisles that's packed full of stuff, there's this giant Quincy compressor. I didn't know what it was at first, but took some photos of it, did some research. It's a Quincy 340, which is a two-cylinder, two-stage compressor. Turns out it's from 1984, came off of a bucket truck, and scrounged around in other areas of the warehouse. He had a 120-gallon compressor tank that didn't have, a compressor on it. Made a sweet deal on the two combined, and it is my fastest way to have compressed air, just to get this unit up and running. So, going to get it loaded up, and I'm going to have to get real creative on getting it unloaded at the building. My tractor is down because I have an issue with the radiator, so that's out being repaired. I'm going to have to find a way to get this out of the truck. Compressor's about 500 pounds. The tank's about 500 pounds. I've got no means of lifting it, no conventional means of lifting it overhead. So just follow along, and we'll see how we can get this project rolling. This is a Quincy 340 air compressor. It's a two-stage air compressor, 5 1/4 and 3-inch bore by 3.5-inch stroke. It's about the heaviest 5/10 horsepower compressor I have ever seen. A little bit rusty on the outside, but everything is free and works as it should. The oil looks beautiful. It has, it's from 1984, and I have a 120-gallon tank. The two were not a matched pair, but we're going to re-drill the tank to accept the air compressor. Got to have compressed air in a shop like this. So let's get unloaded. I'm going to be using the overhead beams in the shop as my lifting point. I don't think that a 500-pound point load of the tank or the compressor is going to be a problem for it, considering this thing had to be engineered to withstand some snow loads on the roof. But we'll hang a chain from it and use come along to lift each of these out individually. Let's get started. nice belt guard. Two-piece inner. Three matching V-belts that really don't look too bad. There's a 225-pound load test. So, gotta back up, get centered under this, and do the tank first. We're going to have to shorten this rigging setup. Okay, weight's off of it. Just going to drive out from under it and then lower it to the ground. Looks like I'm going to have to stand on the tailgate in order to reach it. I could do another foot. The Eagle has landed. Now, since that's my lift point, I need to get the tank out of the way to come back and do the compressor. So drive around the building, pull the tank off to the side, and repeat once more for the compressor. that sucks. My infinite steel projection is on the floor, broke my strap. But so let's resort to leverage. I'm doing more harm than good. Let's try another way. We'll call that pretty good. So we've got intake and a discharge fitting pretty much 180 degrees opposite. That should work out pretty good. Feel the truck coming up as this comes up. I think the tank is heavier than the compressor, not by much. We're floating. While I've got this up in the air, I want to get a good measurement, a center-to-center measurement on my bolts. All right, down we come. Some early morning visitors. It's not unusual to see deer, it's just I don't usually see them in the midst of the cars. Yeah, you see me too.